After 60, every sip matters more than we realize. Many of my patients work so hard to avoid sugar, yet still feel tired, stiff, or foggy. What if the problem isn't just sugar at all, but the drinks you thought were harmless? Research shows some simple, everyday drinks can act like oil on rusty hinges, helping your body move, heal, and rest again. And here's the surprise. Not one of them is plain water. You've done your best to cut sugar. You've traded sodas for diet drinks. And yet, the blood sugar spikes, the afternoon crashes, the restless nights, they're still there. I see this all the time in seniors in their 60s and 70s. The hidden carbs and chemicals in common drinks quietly work against your heart, your energy, and your independence. But here's the hopeful part. Research-backed, zero-carb drinks exist that restore balance instead of breaking it. In this video, I'll walk you through 11 of the healthiest, so you can sip with confidence again. 1. Green tea, AMPK, and insulin sensitivity. Let's start with something simple but surprisingly powerful, green tea. After 60, your body's sugar control system slows down. Imagine it like a thermostat that keeps your blood sugar from running too hot. Over time, that thermostat gets rusty. Sugar lingers in your blood longer, quietly inflaming your joints, stiffening arteries, even fogging your memory. But here's the part that amazed me. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed seniors for just 12 weeks. Those who drank green tea didn't just see steadier blood sugar, they actually reduced key markers of inflammation by over 12%. That's real protection happening at the cellular level. And it doesn't take much. 3 cups a day. Steep it gently, just a couple minutes in water that's hot but not boiling. Drink it between meals so it cushions your blood sugar instead of clashing with food. Rosa, 72, once relied on a can of soda every afternoon, then felt drained by dinner. When she switched to green tea, something shifted. Her sugar readings improved, her energy stayed consistent, and she told me, "It feels like someone finally turned the lights back on." Most people think green tea is just a calm drink. In truth, it's resetting the aging clock inside your cells. So, let me ask you, if one simple cup could help your body handle sugar more gracefully, would you add it to your day? 2. Black coffee, nitric oxide, and vessel flexibility. Now, let's talk about a drink that many people over 60 either love or fear, coffee. For years, I've heard patients say, "Doc, I gave up coffee because I thought it was bad for my heart." But here's the truth. Used wisely, coffee can actually make your arteries more flexible. Here's how it works. Inside your blood vessels lives a tiny enzyme called ENOS. Its job is to release nitric oxide, a gas that tells your arteries to relax and widen. Think of your arteries like garden hoses. Over time, they stiffen and lose their stretch. That stiffness makes your heart pump harder, raising blood pressure and increasing risk of stroke. But caffeine, in the right amount, gently stimulates ENOS, producing more nitric oxide. And suddenly, those garden hoses can bend and stretch again. A 2019 meta-analysis published in the Journal of Nutrition looked at thousands of older adults. They found that 1 to 3 cups of black coffee daily improve vascular flexibility by over 40%, even in people with a history of high blood pressure. That's a remarkable benefit from something many of us already enjoy each morning. The key is moderation. 1 to 2 cups in the morning, ideally before 2 p.m., so it doesn't interfere with sleep. Skip the sugar, skip the flavored creamers. Black coffee is where the science lives. Frank, 68, used to feel guilty for drinking coffee. He switched to herbal tea, but noticed his mornings felt heavy and his blood pressure stayed stubborn. When we brought back 1 cup of black coffee at breakfast, without the sugar, something changed. His energy lifted, and at his next checkup, his systolic blood pressure had dropped several points. He smiled and said, "Doc, I finally enjoy my coffee without the guilt. So, here's a thought for you. If you've cut coffee out of fear, what might change if you brought it back the right way? 3. Matcha, super antioxidant power. Now, if green tea is powerful, matcha is like its concentrated cousin. Matcha is essentially whole green tea leaves ground into a fine powder. Instead of steeping and throwing away the leaves, you're drinking the entire leaf. Fiber, antioxidants, everything. And here's the surprise. Matcha contains up to 137 times more catechins than regular green tea. That's like trading a small candle for a floodlight. Why does this matter? Catechins are some of nature's strongest antioxidants. They neutralize free radicals, the sparks that rust your cells from the inside. Left unchecked, those sparks accelerate aging, stiffer joints, tired skin, foggy thinking. But matcha pours water on that fire. A 2021 analysis from the UK Biobank followed habitual tea drinkers and found something remarkable. Seniors who drank 3 cups of matcha daily showed a measurable reduction in biological age, about 0.3 of a year younger compared to non-drinkers. That might sound small, but in aging science, even fractions of a year translate to more mobility and sharper memory. So, how do you use it? Simple. In the morning, whisk 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of matcha powder into hot, but not boiling, water until it forms a bright green froth. Some people add a splash of unsweetened almond milk for creaminess. Linda, 66, used to grab a latte every morning. It gave her a quick rush, then left her tired by noon. She switched to matcha, and within weeks noticed her afternoons felt steady instead of sluggish. She said, "It feels like I've traded in a flickering bulb for steady daylight." So let me ask you, when you think of your morning ritual, is it fueling your body like a candle or a floodlight? 4. Apple cider vinegar, digestive break. Next up is something you might already have in your kitchen, apple cider vinegar. Most people think of vinegar as just a tangy flavor for salad, but inside your body, it works like a gentle brake pedal for digestion. The active ingredient, acetic acid, slows down how quickly your stomach empties. That simple pause means sugar enters your bloodstream more slowly. No sudden spikes, no sudden crashes. In fact, a clinical trial published in Diabetes Care back in 2004 studied older adults who took apple cider vinegar before meals. The results were striking. Their post-meal blood sugar dropped by an average of 34%. For seniors, that's the difference between a roller coaster and a steady ride. So, how do you use it safely? Start small, just 1 tablespoon of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar. Dilute it in a full glass of warm water, and drink it before your largest meal of the day, usually lunch or dinner. And remember, never take it straight. It's too acidic for your teeth and throat. Margaret, 70, told me she used to feel heavy and drowsy every evening after dinner. She thought it was just getting older. When she tried apple cider vinegar before her meals, she noticed something new. No more evening crashes, no more fighting to stay awake at the table. She said, "I finally feel like my evenings belong to me again." Apple cider vinegar won't replace healthy eating, but it can give your body that tiny pause it needs to handle food more gracefully. So let me ask you, if 1 small glass before dinner could steady your energy, would you be willing to try it tonight? 5. Chamomile tea, sleep and cortisol. Now let's move from blood sugar to something just as important, your sleep. So many seniors tell me, "I fall asleep fine, but I wake up at 3 a.m. and can't get back." If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. After 60, your stress hormone cortisol often stays higher at night than it should. That cortisol is like a floodlight shining into your nervous system, keeping your body on alert when it should be resting. Chamomile tea offers a simple, gentle fix. It contains a compound called apigenin, which binds to GABA receptors in the brain. Those receptors act like a dimmer switch, turning down activity, calming the nervous system, and helping cortisol levels settle. A clinical trial published in BMC Complementary Medicine followed older adults who drank chamomile tea daily. After just 4 weeks, their sleep quality improved by 36%. That's not just falling asleep faster, it's deeper, more restorative rest. Here's how to use it. Brew 1 cup of chamomile tea about 30 minutes before bed. Let it steep for at least 5 minutes so the apigenin has time to release. Sip it slowly and avoid pairing it with heavy snacks or screens. The ritual itself tells your body, it's time to settle. Helen, 74, struggled with those dreaded 3 a.m. wake-ups for years. She told me she would lie there, watching the clock, praying to drift off again. After adding a nightly cup of chamomile, she noticed something new. For the first time in years, she slept through until sunrise. She said, "I woke up rested, not restless." So let me ask you, when was the last time you woke up truly refreshed, without that heavy fog in the morning? 6. Herbal teas, longevity genes. Not all healing drinks come from caffeine. In fact, some of the gentlest options, herbal teas, may quietly protect your longevity. Here's what makes them special. Herbal teas like rooibos, peppermint, and hibiscus don't just soothe your stomach or warm your hands. Inside your cells, they flip on a powerful survival switch called the DAF16 pathway. Think of DAF16 as your cell's backup generator. When stress or aging threatens to shut systems down, this pathway kicks in, repairing DNA, reducing oxidative stress, and helping tissues stay younger for longer. A 2020 study published in Longevity Research showed that seniors who included herbal teas daily had stronger markers of stress resilience and reduced cellular wear compared to non-drinkers. That means less damage building up quietly over the years, and more vitality in the years ahead. And here's the beauty. It's simple and caffeine-free. Just 1 or 2 cups a day. Rotate your choices. Peppermint for digestion, rooibos for its antioxidants, hibiscus for gentle blood pressure support. Enjoy them in the afternoon or evening when you want warmth without the jitters. Carlos, 69, used to sip soda every night while watching television. His digestion felt heavy, and his blood pressure crept higher each year. He switched that nightly drink for hibiscus tea. Within a month, his bloating eased. And at his next checkup, his doctor noticed his pressure had dipped back into safer ranges. Carlos told me, "I never thought something so simple could make my evenings feel lighter." Herbal teas may not get the spotlight like green tea or coffee, but sometimes it's the quiet habits that add the most years to your life. So, let me ask you, what's in your evening cup right now? And could a simple swap be protecting your future? 7. Bone broth, collagen, and joint strength. Now let's shift from drinks that energize to one that helps you keep moving. Bone broth. After 60, many people notice their joints don't recover the way they used to. Stairs feel steeper. Knees ache after just a walk around the block. The reason? Collagen, the protein that cushions and rebuilds cartilage, declines steadily with age. Without enough collagen, it's like the scaffolding in a building starting to weaken. The structure is still there, but every step puts more strain on what's left. Bone broth is one of the richest natural sources of collagen, especially type 2, the same kind that supports your cartilage. And the science here is encouraging. In 2017, researchers published a randomized trial in clinical interventions in aging. Older adults who took just 2.5 grams of collagen daily reported a 36% drop in joint pain, compared to only 14% in the placebo group. That's more than double the relief. So, how do you put this into practice? 1 cup of slow-simmered bone broth each day is enough. Many people enjoy it in the evening, as part of dinner, or even as a warm nightcap. It's simple, nourishing, and easy to digest. George, 66, came to me frustrated. He loved gardening, but dreaded the stairs to his backyard. After adding daily bone broth, he noticed within weeks that climbing felt less punishing. He told me, for the first time in years, I don't have to bargain with my knees just to water my plants. Bone broth isn't just about soothing today's aches. It's about building back the scaffolding for tomorrow's independence. So let me ask you, if a warm cup could help you climb stairs with less pain, would you make it part of your evening routine? 8. Lemon beverage, W-Salm, calcium, bone density. Now, let's talk about protecting something even more precious than your joints, your bones. After 60, bone density can decline silently. Many people don't realize their bones are thinning until a sudden fall leads to a fracture. It's like living in a house where the foundation is quietly crumbling underneath. By the time you notice, the damage is already done. This is where lemon comes in. Lemons are rich in citrate, a natural compound that helps your body hold on to calcium. Think of citrate as the cement that binds calcium into your bones, keeping the structure firm and stable. Without it, calcium can slip away, leaving bones brittle. An 11-month randomized trial published in Osteoporosis International studied 79 postmenopausal women. Those who took a simple lemon calcium drink every day improved bone density in the spine and hip. Even more impressive, their markers of bone breakdown dropped by 38%. That's not just slowing loss, it's actively protecting against fractures. So, how do you use it? Each day, squeeze half a lemon into a glass of water and pair it with your calcium supplement. Morning or midday works best, since the acidity can sometimes disturb sleep if taken too late. Always drink it diluted to protect your teeth. Anna, 70, used to worry every time she climbed her porch steps. A cousin of hers had fractured her hip, and she feared the same. After several months of her lemon calcium drink, her bone scan showed measurable improvement. She told me, "For the first time in years, I feel steadier on my feet." Your bones are the foundation of your independence. So, let me ask you, if one daily glass could help keep you standing strong, would you take the time to pour it? 9. Unsweetened almond milk, heart and weight. Let's turn to a drink that many people overlook, unsweetened almond milk. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Isn't milk supposed to be healthy already? But here's the catch. Traditional dairy can be high in natural sugars and sometimes heavy for digestion. For seniors already battling rising blood sugar or extra weight, even a glass of milk can work against you. Almond milk, when it's unsweetened, is different. It's naturally low in carbs, so it won't spike blood sugar. And it's rich in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects the delicate lining of your blood vessels. Think of it as polishing the inside of your arteries, keeping them smooth and flexible so blood flows easily. Large population data from the NHA-NES survey, spanning 2003 to 2018, showed that older adults who replaced part of their dairy intake with plant-based options like almond milk had lower markers of metabolic syndrome. That means better weight control, steadier blood pressure, and less strain on the heart. How can you use it? Start small. Just half a cup to 1 cup a day. Pour it over oats, blend it into a smoothie, or use it as a splash in your morning coffee. And always check the label. Look for unsweetened with no added sugars. Joan, 65, loved her creamy coffee every morning, but her cholesterol kept creeping up, and she didn't want to give up the ritual. We swapped her dairy creamer for almond milk. Within months, her cholesterol numbers improved, and she told me, "I get to enjoy my coffee and feel lighter doing it." So, let me ask you, when you reach for milk, is it working for your heart or quietly working against it? 10. Electrolyte water, hydration, and fall prevention. Now, let's talk about something so basic it's easy to ignore. Hydration. Most seniors know they should drink water, but plain water alone sometimes isn't enough. As we age, our bodies lose electrolytes more quickly, and we don't always replace them. Without the right balance of sodium, potassium, and magnesium, the signals between nerves and muscles start to misfire. That's when you feel dizzy standing up, or your legs cramp without warning. Think of electrolytes as spark plugs. Just like a car engine can't fire without spark plugs, your muscles and brain can't work smoothly without them. A 2019 study in the Journal of Gerontology found that when older adults improved their hydration with electrolyte-balanced drinks, their risk of falling dropped by 21%. That's not just numbers. That's fewer broken hips, fewer hospital stays, and more independence. So, how do you get it right? The key is sugar-free electrolyte water, or tablets. Sip small amounts throughout the day, especially during hot weather or after gardening, walking, or light exercise. Don't wait until you're thirsty. By then, you're already behind. Mike, 73, told me he used to feel lightheaded every afternoon, especially after working in his yard. He thought it was just normal aging. But when he began adding a sugar-free electrolyte drink, the dizziness eased. One day he said to me, "Doc, I didn't realize how much strength I was losing just from being low on minerals." Hydration is more than just water. It's the minerals that keep your body firing on all cylinders. So, let me ask you, have you ever felt unsteady when you stood up too quickly? What if the answer wasn't age, but a missing spark plug? 11. Unsweetened kombucha, gut-brain axis. And finally, let's talk about a drink that's become trendy, but when done right, can be a real ally: kombucha. Now, kombucha is a fermented tea. During the process, natural probiotics are created, the same beneficial bacteria your gut craves. And here's why that matters. After 60, the diversity of your gut microbiome often declines. That's not just about digestion. Your gut sends constant signals to your brain and immune system. When the gut community is weak, inflammation spreads, your mood suffers, and even your memory can fog. Think of probiotics as reseeding a garden. Over time, weeds and bare patches take over. Kombucha, when unsweetened, helps plant new seeds, restoring balance, reducing inflammation, and feeding the good neighbors in your digestive tract. The science is growing fast. In 2022, researchers publishing in Frontiers in Aging found that probiotic-rich drinks improved microbial diversity and lowered CRP, a marker of inflammation in older adults, healthier gut, calmer body, clearer mind. So, how do you use it wisely? Keep it small, about half a cup a day. Look closely at the label. Choose only unsweetened kombucha because many brands load it with sugar, which defeats the purpose. Enjoy it with a light snack or between meals. Evelyn, 71, had dealt with bloating and unpredictable digestion for years. She also felt her focus slipping. After adding unsweetened kombucha, just a little each day, she noticed her belly felt calmer, and she laughed when she told me, "Doc, I feel sharper upstairs too." Kombucha isn't a magic fix, but as part of a daily rhythm, it can help keep the gut-brain connection strong. So, let me ask you, when was the last time you felt both your stomach and your mind at ease after a meal? So, as we close, I want you to pause for a moment and think about this. Every day we take dozens of sips without a second thought, yet those sips shape our energy, our memory, our bones, our independence. The wrong drinks quietly chip away at health, while the right ones become medicine in disguise. I've seen it with Rosa, who traded soda for green tea and felt the lights turn back on. With Frank, who stopped fearing coffee and saw his blood pressure ease. With Anna, who used a simple lemon drink to strengthen her bones. And with Evelyn, who found her digestion and even her mind felt calmer with kombucha. These aren't huge, overwhelming changes. They're small daily choices. And that's what makes them powerful. One cup at a time, you're not just preventing disease. You're preserving freedom. Freedom to walk without fear of falling. Freedom to sleep through the night. Freedom to play with your grandchildren, to garden, to live on your terms. So, let me ask you, of the 11 drinks we talked about today, which one spoke to you most? Is it the green tea in the afternoon, chamomile at night, or maybe that lemon calcium glass to protect your bones? Share it below in the comments. Your idea may spark change for another senior who's searching for hope. And if this video gave you even one new idea to strengthen your future, I'd be grateful if you tapped the like button. It tells me these messages matter. Most importantly, don't forget to subscribe. Each week I share simple, science-backed ways to stay strong after 60. Because your health isn't just about you, it's about the people who love and depend on you. So, here's to wiser sips, and to many more independent years ahead.